Hello and a really big warm welcome to this presentation from Pluralsight. My name is Andrew Mallett, and as your instructor, I'll be guiding you through the module Managing Advanced Storage in Linux. We're going to get to know that when we use LVM or logical volumes, we gain the advantage of dynamic control over managing our storage. As we start looking at the components, at the very base level, we have something called physical volumes, or PVs. Moving above this, we group the physical volumes together, and this level is known as our volume groups. Our final jigsaw puzzle is our logical volumes, and they consume space from our volume group. As long as there's more space available in the volume group, we can increase the size of our logical volumes even when they are mounted. Starting at the bottom, when we look at our physical volumes, this represents our physical storage, disks and partitions that we might have on our system. As we said then, we aggregate the physical storage into pools of storage which are named as volume groups. The very top layer, the layer that is presented to our file system, are logical volumes. These consume space from our volume groups. The commands that we have when looking at physical volumes, we've got things like PVS to scan, to look for physical volumes, PVMove to move a physical volume from one volume group to another, and PVCreate. Within our volume group, it's not dissimilar really. We've got our VGCreate, our VGS for scanning, and to see information we can use VGDisplay. And then when we look at our logical volumes, again we can scan with LVS, we can create with LVCreate, but additionally we can resize with LVResize. Shall we create some disk files so we've got something to work with? Come on. I know you're aching to do this. Now, our very first demonstration, we should celebrate this, our first demonstration for this module. But we're going to create ourselves some more disk files. But before we do that, we're going to remind ourselves of the disk-free command. So disk-free -H, and looking at our root file system. So currently we've got 57 gig available. Well, okay, let's go through and create ourselves a new file. So f allocate. We know that we're going to specify the length, and let's have it as 1 gig again. And let's now call it maybe disk2.img. Let's go through and check our disk space. So you can see that we've taken 1 gig off that available space. We don't lie, do we? And then if we go through now and maybe create disk 3, so we've got two 1 gig disks, we're able then to go through, and when we take a look at this, we can see then that we've gone down from 57 to 55 gig. So we have our disk files. And of course, we can go through and list them with ls-l. And if we use then disk and star, let's say, then it's only going to include files that start with disk. And we can see then that we're again looking at the raw bytes. But if we include the H for human readable, then we can see it as 1 gig. Now, logical volumes can use the disk files that we've created, but they could also use physical disks. It doesn't really matter. But if I try and run, let's say, the PVS command, we can see that that is not found, which means that we don't have LVM currently installed. But look how nice the system is. It even gives me the exact command to run as a standard user to elevate my privileges and install LVM2. So I can copy this through, hit the enter key. So long as I've got the permissions to run sudo, I can go ahead and install and just accept that it's going to install. And we can allow this to cook through, ready for the next demonstration.